Good morning. This is PJ. It's Monday, February 21st, 2022. We're here looking at our readings for the day. Psalm 38 is our psalm reading. Genesis 33, 1 through 17 is our Old Testament reading. And 1 Corinthians 11, 2 through 16 is our New Testament reading. It is Monday, so what we are listening in today helps us reflect on what we heard on Sunday. Psalm 38. In the Message, take a deep breath, God. Calm down. Don't be so hasty with your punishing rod. Your sharp-pointed arrows of rebuke draw blood. My backside stings from your discipline. I've lost 20 pounds in 2 months because of your accusations. My bones are brittle as dry sticks because of my sin. I've swamped by my bad behavior, collapse under the avalanche of guilt. The cuts in my flesh stink and grow maggots because I've lived so badly. And now I'm flat on my face, feeling sorry for myself morning to night. All my insides are on fire. My body is a wreck. I'm on my last legs. I've had it. My life is a vomit of groans. Lord, my longings are sitting in plain sight. My groans an old story to you. My heart's about to break. I'm a burned out case. Cataracts blind me to God, and good old friends avoid me like the plague. My cousins never visit me. My neighbors stab me in the back. My competitors blacken my name. Devoutly they pray for my ruin. But I'm deaf and mute to it all. Ears shut, mouth shut. I don't hear a word they say. Don't speak a word in response. What I do, God, is wait for you. Wait for my Lord, my God. You will answer. I wait and pray so they won't laugh me off. Won't smugly strut when I stumble. I'm on the edge of losing it. The pain in my gut keeps burning. I'm ready to tell my story of failure. I'm no longer smug in my sin. My enemies are alive and in action. A lynch mob after my neck. I give out good and get back evil. From God haters who can't stand a God lover. Don't dump me, God. My God. Don't stand me up. Hurry and help me. I want some wide open spaces in my life. Our Old Testament reading today comes from the book of Genesis, chapter 33, verses 1 through 17. Jacob looked up and saw Esau coming with his 400 men. He divided the children between Leah and Rachel and 2 maidservants. He put the maidservants out in front, Leah and her children next, and Rachel and Joseph last. He led the way, and he approached his brother, bowed 7 times, honoring his brother. But Esau ran up and embraced him, held him tight, and kissed him, and they both wept. Then Esau looked around and saw the women and the children. And who are these with you? Jacob said, the children that God saw fit to bless me with. Then the maidservants came up with their children and bowed. Then Leah and her children also bowing. And finally, Joseph and Rachel came up and bowed to Esau. Esau then asked, and what was the meaning of all those herds that I met? I was hoping they would pave the way for my master to welcome me. Esau said, oh, brother, I have plenty of everything. Keep what is yours for yourself. Jacob said, please, if you could find it in your heart to welcome me, accept these gifts. When I saw your face, it was the face of God smiling on me. Accept the gifts I have brought for you. God has been good to me, and I have more than enough. Jacob urged the gifts on him, and Esau accepted. Then Esau said, let's start out on our way. I'll take the lead. But Jacob said, my master can see that the children are frail, and the flocks and herds are nursing, making for slow going. If I push them too hard, even for a day, I'd lose them all. So, master, you go ahead of your servant, while I take it easy at the pace of my flock and children. I'll catch up with you in Seir." Esau said, "Let me at least send you some of my men." "There's no need," said Jacob. "Your generous welcome is all I need or want." So Esau set out for the day and made his way back to Seir. And Jacob left for Succoth. He built a shelter for himself and sheds for his livestock. That's how the place became called Succoth, sheds. Our New Testament reading today comes from the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 11, verses 2 through 16. "It pleases me that you continue to remember and honor me by keeping up the traditions of the faith I taught you. All actual authorities stem from Christ. In a marriage relationship, there is authority from Christ to the husband and from husband to wife. The authority of Christ is the authority of God. Any man who speaks with God or about God in a way that shows a lack of respect for the authority of Christ dishonors Christ. In the same way, a wife who speaks with God in a way that shows a lack of respect for the authority of her husband dishonors her husband. Worse, she dishonors herself at an ugly sight, like a woman with her head shaved. This is basically the origin of these customs we have of women wearing their coverings in worship, while men take their hats off. By these symbolic acts, men and women who far too often butt heads with each other submit their heads to the head, God. Don't, by the way, read too much into the differences here between men and women. Neither man nor women can go at it alone or claim priority. Man was created first as a beautiful, shining reflection of God. That is true. But the head on a woman's body clearly outshines in beauty the head of her husband. The first woman came from man, true, but ever since then, every man comes from a woman. And since virtually everything comes from God anyway, let's quit going through these who's first routines. Don't you agree there is something naturally powerful in the symbolism a woman, her beautiful hair reminiscent of angels, praying in adoration. A man, his head bared in reverence, praying in submission. I hope you're not going to be argumentative about this. All God's churches see it this way. I don't want you standing out as an exception. And here ends our readings for the day. Peace and have a beautiful day.